Greetings, everyone. It is Isaac Wells, the voice of Internet's Skeletor. You're watching Dragonfire Entertainment. And remember, listening to a podcast before bedtime is the adult version of story time. Until we meet again.
Hey everybody, Wildman West here, and welcome to What's Your Poison's 2025 St. Patrick's Day special. So, for this year, I had a little trouble trying to find a lot of different styles of Irish-themed beer. But I did find 2 red ales and 2 stouts that are very, very, very tasty. So, we're just going to go right into it because we got a lot to cover, alright? See you soon. First up today from Confluence Brewing in Des Moines, Iowa, we have the Imogene Red Irish Ale. This is a 5.1%, and from my history with Confluence on What's Your Poison, they haven't really disappointed much at all. I mean, Confluence has been great. I've enjoyed a lot of their beers, and I'm excited to have this one as well. There is a little description on the back of some of the things that they have in this beer, so we're just going to quick run them down. It's made with English Maris Otter and Crystal malts. That's Crystal malts, folks. Don't get it twisted. East Kent Golding hops and Irish ale yeast. Imogene Red has the color, clarity, aroma, and flavor of classic Irish ale. Irish Reds are typically a smooth favorite for malty beer fans. Please join us in raising a pint in memory of Grandma Martin and tribute to small town Iowa. Well, I can raise a glass to that one because lately Iowa's been going through a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, so is everybody, but you know, I digress. Ooh, that is a very nice copper color to that. I like that. A very good carbonation and head consistency. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's just like the aroma of the angels themselves. I mean, I'm liking all this carbonation in here. I mean, it's definitely going to be very, very tasty. I'm pretty sure just smelling it already, I'm getting a sweetness. So here we go. It's fine red ale. I mean, honestly, a little lighter in body than I imagined. I mean, especially at 5.1%, I was thinking a little bit more heartier, but the mouthfeel on this is just like the body of it. It goes down like a patio pounder, so I mean, hey, this could be so good it's dangerous to a degree, depending on how much you have. But I'm enjoying this a lot. I mean, it has more of a sweet aroma as opposed to a flavor profile. It's almost smoky, which, I mean, I do like a lot of smoked beers, and I mean, even though this one may not necessarily be intended to be smoky, this one, hey, this is definitely good for when the weather's nice outside during March and on St. Patrick's Day, and you know, we talk about patio pounders. This one is a bonfire beer. I like that. Or fire pit beer, whatever you want to say. I mean, hey, I'm from the Midwest. We say them both. Okay, I'm rambling, so we have to grade this now. I mean, I wouldn't say that this is just a middle-of-the-road red ale. I mean, it's definitely above middle. So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say 3 3/4 pow. I mean, I want to say 4, but when I'm going off some of the description on the can, there are some things that are a little tweaked, but that does not mean it's a bad beer whatsoever. I recommend this to anybody that likes a good red ale and also that likes a good beer in Iowa. So hey, you're around Des Moines and go to Confluence and get yourself one of these Imogene Reds. So I'm going to have some more sips and we're going to move on to our next beer of the day. Next up today, we have another familiar face on What's Your Poison. From Millstream Brewing in Amana, Iowa, we have Shenanigans Irish Red Ale. This one, a little bit higher in ABV than our last beer. This one stands at 7%. Now, I didn't get a chance to look at a little bit of the description online, but I do know that it is very malty. It's going to have like an oaty kind of sweetness to it, and you know, I'm just excited. I'm just excited because I love the can. I love all this. I mean, Shenanigans. You know, I love the name of this, Shenanigans. I mean, I say shenanigans a lot, and I feel like I need to backhand somebody if they say that word one more time. Hey, Farva, what's that beer you like from Iowa that makes you get all sloshed and write goofy shit on the walls?
You mean Shenanigans?
Ah! Serves you right. But anyways, we're going to open this can up and we're going to have a delicious taste of some beer. Oh yeah. So this one has similar copper color as the Imogene from Confluence, slightly darker, which I like that. I mean, the carbonation on this one isn't rising as fast as the last one, so I'm hoping that means with the malts in here, it's going to be a little more heartier, and obviously at 7% it's going to be quote-unquote boozier, so let's take a sniff. It almost has no smell whatsoever. Well, I guess I might be quarantined for 2 weeks, but oh well, let's see if my taste buds still work, then we can debunk that theory. It's oaty, malty. As Austin Powers would say, it's a bit nutsy. I mean, this is also one of those, it could be dangerous, because at 7%, if you drink a lot of these, you might be hitting the Blarney Stone a bit, but I mean, it doesn't taste as boozy as the can says it is. I mean, 7% for some people may seem like a trial, but for me, 7% usually is kind of like, tip of the iceberg. I mean, that's like my standard beer. I'm not sure what it is, because I've had this before, and I like it. It's just, the flavor dissipates very quickly, and I don't know how I feel about that, because I like to have a flavor profile linger for a little bit, and also to the point where it can make my mouth water to have another sip of beer. But this one, it's just, I mean, this is definitely one of those, I would say it's a one and done. I mean, no disrespect to Millstream, don't get me wrong on that. I love Millstream, but this one, I mean, I would say their Irish Ale it falls flat for me a little bit. But, I mean, I will still drink it because, it is alright. So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mid-grade this one. I'm going to say 3 out of 5 pals on this one because it's not a horrible beer, but hey, I'm committed. I gotta drink the rest of this because if it was a bad beer, I'd be pouring it, but it's not a bad beer. So, yada, 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 yada. Now that I got that out of my system, let's get this in my system and then move on to our next beer for today. Moving on to yet another familiar face on What's Your Poison from Lion Bridge Brewing in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We have the Old 17 Irish Style Stout. This one is 4.8% in ABV, so quite light for a stout, but there is some information on this one. This one did win the silver medal at the 2023 World Beer Cup and is the official beer for St. Patrick's Day in Cedar Rapids, Iowa for their St. Patrick's Day Parade Society, otherwise known as Sapadapaso? Shatipatown? Sorry, I watched too much South Park if you haven't noticed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch it on streaming, you'll understand where I'm coming from. But anyways, in this description, there's going to be a very dark roast. It's going to be chocolatey, a little rich, nutty, and I am excited once again. Yeah, dark, very dark. Oh yeah, look at that. You know, it looks like Guinness in this glass, only not. All jokes aside, the head-to-beer ratio looks very similar to a Guinness. Now, the body is very light because, as you can see, it wiggles. Wiggle, 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 wiggle beer. Because apart from this, Guinness doesn't flow or move quite as freely. But anyways, we're going to take a sniff. Smells like dark roasted coffee. I love that. I love that. Well, we're going to have a taste. Old 17, the stouts are calling. That, as I mentioned, smells like dark roast coffee, tastes like dark roast coffee, hint of chocolate, little nutty, very rich, and even at 4.8%, it feels like it's so much more. But this, I mean, there's a reason why this beer got a silver medal at the World Beer Cup in 2023, and why it is the official St. Patrick's Day beer for Cedar Rapids, Iowa. You know, wow, okay, this, alright, you know what? 5 out of 5. I mean, this, I was a little bit timid on this one, because I was thinking to myself, you know, looking at some of the accomplishments, I'm like, well, you know, I mean, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, you know, there are other stouts out there, but I mean, this one, wow, the last beer of the day is going to have a lot to battle with, and you know what? I think they will, because this one's coming straight from Ireland, so, Lionbridge, be prepared. be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. Other than that, I'm going to have another sip. Closing out our 2025 St. Patrick's Day special, from Sullivan's Brewing Company in Kilkenny, Ireland, we have the Black Marble Stout. This is 5.1% ABV, and I love some of the descriptions on the can itself. It says, a generous stout with extra depth of flavor. It has Admiral, Magnum, and Goldings hops, and also some malted and roasted barley and wheat. Oh, I'm excited about that, but there's one other thing. I have to move to the side so the light, because all these bar lights and everything, you know, it's hard to see some of the writing. But there is a ballad from Carrickfergus that says, and in Kilkenny it is reported, on marble stone there as black as ink, with gold and silver I would support her, but I'll sing no more now till I get a drink. I don't know exactly the notes to sing that ballad, but I mean, it's something that I'm going to learn. And I have to open this very carefully because it is a nitro stout. Well, I don't want to have a taste just yet, so I'm going to do a little zoop. There we go. Wild man fix. There we go. So with nitro stouts, yeah, you are going to get a lot of that carbonation hitting the can, so don't open it too fast. Especially for all of you Guinness lovers out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, speaking of, I mean, that looks exactly like... That looks like what a Guinness would be. Now, this looks like a Guinness. Doesn't smell like a Guinness. In fact, as much as I love Guinness, which I'm, hey, Guinness might get mad at me for this, but I mean, this one smells a lot better. I get a lot more notes. I mean, I'm getting that malt. I'm getting that roast. Who am I kidding? I need to drink this. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm really sad because Guinness was my go-to when it came to stouts during St. Patrick's Day. But I mean, Lion Bridge is definitely going to be one of them now, and even though a 4-pack of the Sullivans is quite hefty, who am I kidding? This is going to be my ultimate stout. And you know something? I can go back and forth from my Lion Bridge and my Sullivans on stouts. This one, it is a 5 out of 5 pows. Oh man, oh. Glory be. This is one of those stouts that's just, it said everything and delivered. That is beautiful. Now, that being said, I probably wouldn't use this for an Irish car bomb. And when I say that, it means no disrespect. It's the fact of the matter is, Guinness is used a lot for the Irish car bombs, mixing the Jameson and Irish cream, but this is so smooth, creamy, delicious. I mean, it almost tastes like an Irish car bomb. This doesn't even need the Baileys or the Jameson. And you know what? I know, normally I can talk about beers without stammering this much, but this one is so good. This one is so good. And like I said, I'm going to be sad when it's gone. So one quick little sip and then we will close up this episode. Well, we hope you enjoyed the lineup of the beers today on our St. Patrick's Day episode of What's Your Poison. If you've had these beers before and you agree with what I say, leave a thumbs up. If you don't, you leave a thumbs down. I totally get it. However, if you have a thumbs down for the Sullivan, I might have to chance you a good one, so just keep that in mind. Other than that, make sure you share on social media, push that little red button, and ring the bell for instant notifications. Also, make sure you check out my boy Hefe at Beer You, Beer Me with his beer-related content, and also Beard Wizard Man for their beer-related content. Until then, I'm Wildman Wes, and we will see you next time on Dragonfire Entertainment. There's a new series coming up soon. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but I mean, it's definitely movie reviews. But yeah, be prepared for the worst in one way or another. Apart from that, have yourself a happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe, we love you, and we will see you next time. Slanja.